You're listening to the Metal Lens. Life, the universe, and everything from a metal point of view. Go. Yes, indeed.
Fire!
Look at that shit, man.
That's great.
Yeah, we're gonna spend. Yeah. Hey, welcome to the Metal Lens.
We're live now.
Streaming live from the fires of hell.
Yeah.
I think.
I was gonna say something. It's like, it's like fucking hot in here, isn't it? Son of a bitch.
It is uncharacteristically.
Matter of fact, I'll drink a can of fire.
There you go. Look at that shit. We're not revealing nothing. Can you see the logo on that thing? Yeah, probably. Who cares?
fuck
Who
it.
cares? We're not being endorsed.
So we're back.
We're back.
Not really. We're still here where we were sent to.
Yeah. This is actually not the fires of hell. This is actually just kind of like a, it's
Yeah, you're a smart audience. You know what it is.
Yeah. So it is what it is, but we are here, and actually, it's actually kind of fitting, Troy, because here we are, December 17th.
Yeah, and it's
2021,
and it's hot outside.
We got the air conditioner running, for Christ's sake.
Yeah, I was at work and I was sweating today.
No, dude, it was.
And it's like what, a week and a half till Christmas.
Dude, not even.
Yeah,
we're about a week away. So here we are again, like live streaming from the interwebs. We
can live stream from the fires of hell.
We can do it.
That sounds nice to me.
The laws of hell allow it,
I like how we just came off blasé,
Yeah.
We were just live streaming here from the fires of hell, and we got a lot of news.
Wait till you see who's with us here in hell. Shit. Yeah, we Troy, you're going to be our news source. You could be our media source as well, but
that's fine. My phone is full of ridiculous shit you would rather probably not hear about.
Yeah, and it's probably a good thing that we can't stream directly from your phone to the the actual stream. But we started the stream thing, and we're going to continue to experiment with it. Obviously we've upped the parameters just a touch, with some lame effects, and our
continuously
striving
striving to bring you premium broadcasting.
Yeah, for sure. This is really all about you, y'all. And also we're on both YouTube and Twitch now. So we have Twitch as part of our arsenal, which we're really excited about, and looking into the new year. Troy,
yeah.
Because I'm going to go ahead and say it now, just given the timing of things. So Christmas is next week, and then we got like New Year's right around the corner.
Yeah.
So it's probably going to be our last. Our own, whatever stream of 2021.
2021,
so
yeah.
we'll be seeing the year out with this episode.
Probably this time last year we were doing our top 40 list.
Probably. I mean, time flies. I mean, god damn. And we've been off.
I didn't break out my Krampus sweater.
Oh no, but you got some sweet Cannibal Corpse action going on. We will absolutely endorse Cannibal Corpse. Oh, and speaking of T-shirts, though, I'll show off my. Troy presented me with a sweet little gift. The gift of fucking Slayer, bruh.
Look, when you can't figure out anything else to get, just give him Slayer.
Dude, I'll tell you what I miss. I said this is wonderful. This is fantastic. I thank you. And I can't look at this and not miss. This is one of my favorite shirts ever, man. Bro, it was one of those. It was the War Ensemble show.
Yeah.
With the fucking skull made of like bullets and shit.
Yeah, with the helmet. Yeah.
And it was a baseball.
Oh, the baseball
shirt
tee?
with half sleeves.
Yeah.
And they were white. It was like these white sleeves sewn onto like an otherwise black fucking badass Slayer shirt with the.
Yeah, I like the baseball tees. A lot of bands still do the baseball tees. They're not as popular as they once were, but I like the baseball tees.
No, they're cool, man. I mean, they perfect for the fall. For one thing, but they got a good vibe. And if you don't like it, you can just cut off the sleeves like every other true metalhead does. And shit.
Show them tats, baby.
Or as I like to call them, regrets.
Regrets.
So it's been a while. We haven't been able to do a whole lot, largely because of Hurricane Ida, which, we haven't really done anything since then. Because Troy's studio got fucked right in the face. Well, really right in the ass, if you consider this the face, and that the ass.
So
with a roof,
So
flying
let me
into
tell
it,
this
that kind
story
of
real
shit.
quick.
Go
So,
for it.
God damn it! Why can't I click on that page?
Uh-oh.
Anyway.
Technical
Hurricane Ida. It was like, I don't know, a 1 or a 2. They thought it might strengthen up to a 3, and everybody thought we were gonna be okay. As opposed to like Katrina, where we knew we were gonna get fucked.
Yeah.
We knew that.
We saw.
Okay, I did not stay for that. I stayed for this one.
Yeah.
Me and the dog. And it was supposed to go west and kind of skirt us a little bit. Not even skirt us, but we're going to be out of the main cone of death.
Yeah.
But the fucker kept going east. Kept going east.
Just
kept going
east
east.
enough. Yep.
It was originally supposed to go over Baton Rouge. It didn't wind up going over Jackson, Mississippi, which is like directly north of us. So it pretty much passed right fucking over us. It was like a Category 3.
Which
so,
ain't nothing to play with, by
no,
the way.
It's not.
All our fans up in New England and Portland.
Anything over a 1 is potentially
significant. But I mean, rule of thumb for me all my life has been like, tropical storm, Category 1, Category 2, you can write it out. Category 3, you're going to want to consider getting the fuck out of there.
Yeah, so my house is raised. It's like 10 feet in the air. So, it starts coming in, not thinking too much of it, kind of starting to sweat because the motherfucker's not going west anymore like it's supposed to. It's going straight up, right for us. It's like, we might be okay. It might not be so bad. Well,
what was that shit from South Park? He's heading right for us, or something like that.
Yeah. Like, it might be okay, and we went okay.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, honestly, it really wasn't that bad. But so I was and and that's the thing, because don't get me started on this shit, because that's what everybody says, it could be worse. Well, you know what? It could have been fucking better. Why doesn't anybody say that? It could have been fucking better. But it wasn't.
No.
But any situation could be worse or better. So, the wind started blowing, blah, 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 5 o'clock, whatever, 4 o'clock. And I'm, like, upstairs in the house with the dog, and I'm got my hand against the window, and it's like, a gust would come through, and, like, the window's going. I'm like, And there's a lot of windows up in the, in the living room in the house, but I just didn't feel safe. I knew the studio was my strongest building. So I'm like, but I'm in here. I can't see and hear what's going on, blah, blah. So I stayed up there as long as I could. Around 5:30, 6 o'clock, I was like, all right, dude. I just, the wind would blow, and like I would just see shingles go across the window. I'm like, yeah, okay. The wind would blow again, more shingles from other houses and stuff. One would hit the window, pow. Like, all right, I'm getting the fuck out of here. So I grabbed the dog, grabbed my shit. Had a little air mattress set down here. Got my little bug out bag. And we're sitting down here, and of course in here it's very pretty much soundproof. So I'm sitting here with the dog. I grabbed the acoustic and I'm playing some old songs and stuff. Just jamming away like nothing. And apparently it's fucking blowing like fucking banshees and shit outside. But I don't really know it in here, which is kind of why I didn't want to come in here because I didn't know what was going on. Yeah. But so I'm just sitting here. The dog's over there, and all of a sudden it sounded like 1,000 thunderbolt strikes in like 5 seconds. And so I didn't know what the fuck's going on. I'd like to almost shit on myself. And like I throw the guitar down and I just crawl back into the corner, which is the worst place because that's where it hit. But and I grab the dog, I get the dog over by me. And then it stopped, and then I'm like, what the fuck was that? So I come out and I peek out the door here, and I look to my left and I see what it was. And once I saw it, I knew exactly what it was. There's it used to be an old bowling alley that's right behind me I share property with. Yeah. My grandfather used to work there. And it had a metal roof. And in years past, yeah, it had. And they're going to put another one on there, I'm pretty sure.
Been working on it ever since, yeah.
But and years past, pieces have come off of that roof, and they've redone it before. So as soon as I seen it, I knew what it was. Mm-hmm. It was but I didn't realize the entire fucking roof. And this is probably like 120-foot fucking building by like fucking 80. It was a bowling alley. It's just a huge building, mm-hmm. And the entire roof came off and smashed against the studio, the house. Destroyed my little lawnmower shed, went and caught up on the tree, and another piece of it broke off and wrapped around my neighbor's house. And if it wasn't for that, I wouldn't have had any damage. I would have been okay. Would have been fine. Maybe a shingle or two missing here, but would have been fine. Yeah. But $40,000 later is about what I took as far as the insurance company is concerned. Which I gotta say, they hit it right on the head. They didn't screw me over. Yeah. So when that happened, I peeked out and I seen it, and I'm like, fuck, I knew what it was. Now, I ran out underneath the house, and I'm looking back on the studio here, where I left the dog, and I'm trying to look, and by this time it's like 7:15 is when 7:30. Mm-hmm. I ran up in there is when it hit. Mm-hmm. More than likely, it was a tornado from the hurricane, which is not uncommon.
But hard to prove, too. That's the thing, 'cause
Right. I tried that. I fuck with the insurance, bitch. I did try that. I'll tell you about that in a minute. I have a droopy microphone. Nope. And so I look out and I see what it is. So I run underneath the house, and I'm looking. Now, I know that this is my strongest building, but, hindsight's whatever it is.
Yeah.
And so I'm looking back at it, and I'm like, it's all wrapped around the back of it. And I could see that. I'm like, fuck, man, it's huge. I'm like, God damn. And then I couldn't really see the part that hit the house. But I knew it was wrapped around the studio. So I'm like, fuck. And at this point, I didn't know, like, how damaged, of course, was the studio. I didn't know. Right. In hindsight, it was still the best place for me to be in, but I couldn't determine that at the time. I'm like, fuck, is it damaged? Fuck, I can't stay in there anymore. But I could. But so I'm like, what the fuck can I do? I'm like, I'm sure as fucking going back in the fucking house. I'm like, I can't make it to the school across the street. I look over at the neighbor's house, and I'm like, oh, shit, they got fucking a piece wrapped around their fucking house. I'm like, God, I hope they're okay. Yeah. And so I'm like sitting there going, shit, what do I do? Fuck. And so I got a 2006 Saturn View, and that was underneath the house, and I wasn't very far from it. It was right there. So I'm sitting there going, I don't know what else to do. So I ran back in here. I grabbed the dog, grabbed my bag, and we went into the fucking car. That was scary as fuck. Because that was the height of the hurricane. That's when it was passing over us.
Yeah.
And, dude, shit, I'm sitting there. I'm in the driver's seat, and I'm like, dude, something's going to come right there. Now, I know that auto glass is a lot harder to break than regular glass, especially glass in your house. So I'm like, well, fuck, I still might be okay or whatever. And I'm just sitting here going, dude, I do not feel safe. So I wound up crawling in the back. The dog's in the back seat. I'm in the hatchback, in the back, laying down, and I rode out the fucking hurricane in the back of my car underneath my house.
Back of the car. Yum.
That's how I did it.
Indeed.
So, and yeah, I got the back of the house back together. Next thing is the lawnmower shed, because I got shit all over the studio. I got shit all over underneath the house because that was a little vinyl shed that I built right after Katrina, like 15, 16 years ago. And actually, we had FEMA trailers here because I had the house demolished, the old house, and I put a washer. I tapped power off the power poles, the temporary power poles for the campers, and I tapped power off of that, and I put a washer and dryer in that shed, and that's how we wash clothes. And it's been a lawnmower shed ever since, and it would have still been standing, but it didn't survive.
Yeah.
The metal roof.
Yep. Wow.
And maybe one day, we might even post some pictures. I got some pictures, and I don't mind it. I'll post some Hurricane Ida pictures on the website when we get that up.
Okay. Yeah. Now,
But real quick with the insurance bitch, I tried to play that too. I said, well, there was reports that there was a tornado because the way our insurance works is a named storm, then it goes to a hurricane deductible, which is a lot higher. You have to pay. And I said, well, this wasn't a hurricane that caused the damage, this was a tornado. And she goes, well, the tornado was caused by the hurricane. I said, yeah, well, the hurricane was caused by an act of God. And that's the reason why I have fucking insurance. So where you want to go, bitch? And but she was kind of cool, and I was fucking with her. I knew that wasn't gonna fall.
I guess so, man. I remember talking to my adjuster, is the desk adjuster.
Yeah.
So
That's who this was. A desk adjuster.
The desk adjuster. So, and she was saying, she told me shit like, okay, yeah, you told me this already. You emailed me twice, and you give me the same information. She's getting her wires crossed, and I can't blame her because I'm probably number 68 out of 121 people that she's having to talk to.
Yeah, probably more than that.
Today. So
yeah, because
I try to be as forgiving
the
as possible for that.
The original woman I was talking to, her name was June.
Yeah.
And she, I initially talked to her, but she didn't actually do my adjustment. They had to bring in somebody else to help her because she was just fucking overwhelmed. And the last time I talked to the poor woman, she was just like, yeah, we're going to bring in somebody else, and you're probably going to be talking to John. Okay. And she sounded defeated. Yeah. The poor woman really did, and I felt for her. Yeah, and I wasn't in any rush because I could still live in my house.
Right. Right. Yeah, same.
Because I was able to put up tarps and everything, and I did have water damage in my house from where it hit the back of it. That mildew and fucking mold and shit. I had to pull out the sheetrock, the whole back of the bedroom. I had to pull all the sheetrock out of there, and all the insulation. It all got wet, and deal with all that garbage.
Yeah. Do you want to mention the sheetrock?
And everything has a silver lining, I guess. That's why we're fucking with a green screen, because I got a whole pile of sheetrock behind here that we decided, it's like, well, we can cover it up. Like, well, I had the green screen. You want to fuck with that? Let's do it. So that's why we're in hell right now.
Yeah. But although truth be told, we were kind of fucking around with the idea anyway. Regardless, before the storm. So but here it is.
So if we didn't do this, I was gonna work the sheetrock into the show anyway.
I decided, fuck it. Let's go ahead and come up with something, I don't know, a little bit more entertaining, I think.
Yeah. It's better to look at than sheetrock.
For sure. It looks pretty cool, too. So yeah, so you know, so that's why it's been a while, been a minute since we've been here, and we're here to just fucking do our thing. You know, it's rock and roll. Let's do it, man.
So happy to be back behind the microphone.
Oh, before I forget, I did mention, you know, we're streaming on YouTube. You know, we're streaming on Twitch. Maybe we'll have another channel. I don't know if there's really an advantage to it, but
And the show is brought to you by no one, because no one gives a shit.
yeah, that's why we're burning in the flames of hell at the moment. You know, because that's what happens when you don't suck the dick of corporate.
We're sponsored by Satan.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. But we do. I am working, and I'm going to be working on a website.
Yes.
themetalheads.com, and we got some ideas. We got some ideas for, you know, the kind of content that we want to put into it. You know, I got to work on, you know, figuring out the layout. We're going to be doing the website ourselves, you know, so it's...
Look, people, this shit doesn't happen overnight.
No, it does. It's a time-consuming process, you know. Technically, it exists right now.
But we're working on it.
And we're hoping to have everything just kind of unified, all on the site. You know, you can still go to YouTube, you can still go to Twitch, you know, but...
You can still kiss my ass.
You can still kiss his ass, but when that shit is live, we'll let you know, and... I'm thinking it's going to be worth it. So, definitely check it out. We'll be announcing that shit as soon as it's live and actually active and have some, you know, has some content on it that's
content.
Worth a noodle or two. So,
yeah, and I'm working on some little base content.
Yeah.
Gonna do some covers. Video to go with it.
Yeah. Yeah. We want to get multimedia here.
It'd be kind of dumb to do a cover without. It'd be dumb.
What's that?
To do a cover without a video.
Oh, yeah. No, record that shit, dude.
Yeah, it wouldn't make sense.
You know, if nothing else. Sake of posterity. I believe...
Which actually makes those more interesting with old green screen back here.
We could have the video going on behind us.
Yeah.
We can zoom in, and we can have all kinds of... I mean, the possibilities are endless.
Well, just the cover video itself.
Yeah, for sure. We can have you know, you jamming out, and then we can have
on the live stage in an arena with a
sea
sea of people.
You could be
watching me do Megadeth songs
up on the stage with, you know, real rock stars.
Yeah,
the likes of which we don't. We could have you up there with like the Traveling Wilburys and, you know, fucking, you know,
the Traveling Wilburys. Yeah. What, did you pull that one out of your ass?
I sure did. Just to try, because.
But I know who the Traveling Wilburys are.
I was trying to think of like the lamest,
I do know.
Unlikely,
I do know who they are.
Not the lame. I mean, you know, not against Traveling. Not the music, but in contrast with the kind of shit that we're doing. Look, Roy Orbison is a great.
I like Roy Orbison.
You know,
Tom Petty.
Tom Petty.
That fucking jackass from Wilco was in it.
What's that guy who wrote all those fucking songs? What's his name?
Chris Christopherson. I don't think he was in that.
No, he wasn't. No.
Oh, Neil Young.
That's the dude.
Yeah, that's the dude.
Yeah. Anyways, interesting shit. I think are forthcoming for the year 2022 AD. Anno Domini. So with that, I don't know, Troy. You tell me, man, because you're the one who's coming forth with all kinds of content. So. What you got for me, Bubba?
Are we ready for the news?
Let's spin some metal news. Where are we? It's coming right up. Full metal news fashion. This is us. Yeah, baby. Turn that fire back on.
Yeah, and I still can't pull up this website. I don't know why.
The hell, man. Your phone is...
Well, I can pull up all the other ones, but I can't pull up this one. But anyway,
okay.
I kind of know what the story is.
Yeah.
The drummer from Tool, Denny Carey, was arrested. Yeah, you're laughing because I know you know the story.
Boy, do I. Yes.
Apparently, he was inebriated.
You don't say.
And what was it? The
He, like picked a fight with some like with like TSA or whatever.
Oh yeah, it was TSA. It was TSA. And one of his things was, "Don't you know who I am? I'm the drummer from Tool."
God, he didn't do that shit, did he?
Yeah, I think he did.
Alright,
And I'm
alright.
sure, like, as much as we know who he is, I'm sure the people who work at TSA are like, "Who?" I'm Danny Carey. I'm like, "So?" I'm Robert Johnson. The fucking point.
Danny Carey, Bob Johnson, never heard of him. Arrested for alleged assault at airport. Okay, yeah, I'm pulling up the news story now.
Yeah, apparently he was drunk as fuck.
Okay. At Kansas City Airport
Mm-hmm.
after fight. Okay. Altercation with a security guard.
Yeah, and he's wearing, he's commonly he's wearing a what is that?
Is it a Kansas City Chiefs?
Well, I'm trying to think who 87 is, but he's wearing a football jersey. He wears his sports jerseys. That's commonly what he does.
Okay. Well, we don't need to, we don't need to name him and embarrass him.
Yeah.
Because I guess Carrie's got a fan, or whoever it is has a fan of Carrie. Carrie, a Kansas native, which I didn't know about, joined the Kansas University basketball prep band at the music. Wait.
Yeah, I did see that too. He played what did he play?
Wait, he played the quads for their fucking.
No. He played a drum set.
Oh, he's got a kit. Okay.
Yeah, no, he played. Which song was it? I can't remember the song.
Does it name the song?
Oh, it was Jimi Hendrix. Fire.
Oh, okay.
Dun,
Okay.
dun,
Okay, so it's
dun,
cover.
dun, dun. And the band was playing it, and he was. Yeah.
It's actually got a pretty groovy drum line to or drum. Because it might be a drum line because you got the whole band there.
No, it didn't seem like it because I did click on it and I did listen to it.
Uh-huh.
I saw it on YouTube and it was just the band and him. He was the only percussion
Okay, gotcha.
that I heard anyway.
So
he went to the football game and he got fucking hammered. And then TSA does their TSA thing and it pissed him off and probably told him some shit and he's got a court date coming up.
Danny Carey, ladies and gentlemen, well done. Yeah, that's metal. That's metal news. Is there anything more than that?
No, nothing.
Okay,
more than
so
that.
unofficially, it actually took place, but a few days ago on the 13th or the 12th of December. This is how well prepared we are, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
Just or some date. I don't know. Could have been 20 years ago.
It was probably yesterday.
It's probably yesterday. We had the anniversary of Chuck Schuldner's death.
Oh yeah.
And the really cool thing about that, Troy, is there was do you remember us talking about that? There was that benefit show.
Yeah. Let's see.
It wasn't a benefit, I guess. It was more like a tribute.
Drummer Gus Rios from Gruesome. Matt Harvey from Exhumed.
Matt Harvey, yes.
Hung
out with that dude.
Steve DiGiorgio will be there.
Pretty cool dude.
Kelly Conlon will be there. Bobby Coble will be there.
It happened just a few days ago.
Yeah, we didn't make it.
It was Sunday the 12th, in Tampa Bay. Living Monstrosity. James Murphy.
Terry Butler.
Fucking awesome. James Murphy, Terry Butler, Matt Harvey, and Gus Rios.
Yes.
I guess was the drummer. And then Symbolic, Steve DiGiorgio, Bobby Coble, Kelly Conlon.
Which is that lineup, which, besides the Symbolic lineup was... and that's who...
It was Steve and Bobby and Kelly and Chuck, of course.
Yeah, and we were kind of surprised that I wonder what happened to old Gene.
I don't know. He might have been tied. Dude, he's like in like 50 bands.
Yeah, he is. But I mean,
don't know. But I saw some footage of it, man, and I mean, it sounded great. I just saw a couple tracks. They were doing spiritual healing.
Mm-hmm.
The whole,
Oh, I didn't see anything from it.
I saw a couple videos and it was very cool. I didn't.
Oh, I bet.
So you had Living Monstrosity and Symbolic. Symbolic was good. Living Monstrosity was excellent. That was just a 4-piece. That was James Murphy playing lead. I don't know if you remember James Murphy. He played. It was before Human, I believe. I think it was Spiritual Healing. Terry Butler. He played bass with Death on a couple albums, at least.
Mm-hmm.
Matt Harvey from Exhumed.
Yes.
And then Gus Rios. I don't know who he is, but he played drums. Anyway.
Gruesome.
Gruesome. I'm not familiar with them.
They're we've talked about them a little bit.
Have we?
We have,
right.
because they're kind of like they're a modern whatever band, recent band, and they sound like 90s. They sound exactly like 90s death metal.
Okay.
Like they sound like Butchered at Birth. That's what they sound like.
Gruesome, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Dude.
Yeah, we've talked about them in the past.
I will just go ahead and play this little bit for you, Troy.
Mm-hmm. Oh, nice.
Especially if you listen to Matt's vocals. Dude, he fucking... I mean, as far as, like, this is concerned, like, this performance, he nails it. The whole band nails it. He doesn't sound exactly like Chuck, but...
Yeah. That's really good, though.
Dude, it's killer.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So,
like, if you were going, like, you know what you're going there for. It's
sure.
a Chuck, and if you would hear that, you would be very, very happy with what you hear.
Oh,
yes.
dude, I would have been been fucking rolling around on my back like a happy dog, dude.
Yeah.
That spot on, bro. Spot on. And you know what? Also good on Terry Butler and James Murphy for doing that. C. Giorgio, for that matter, and Bobby Goebbels. However you say his name. It's not Goebbels. He's a Nazi. Whatever his name is. Coble.
I don't
know.
Bobby Coble.
Yeah, that dude.
Kelly Conlon.
Sure. Those dudes. So yeah, that shit happened, dude. Now it was badass, and you know, I was. I'm listening to my own fucking. Let me turn that off. So I apologize, ladies and gentlemen, if there was an echo.
Oh.
I just
So
opened up our own Twitch.
Moving on.
Yeah, let's move on, please.
Anytime Dimebag's in the news, I check it out.
Okay.
So this is a thing about the estate of Dimebag Darrell, which is controlled by Rita Haney, his longtime companion. Guess they were never married.
Okay.
Well, she took it upon herself to announce that they were leaving Dean Guitars. Like, okay.
Huh.
And suing the company.
What?
The CEO of Dean has issued a statement calling the claims baseless.
What claims, though? What is?
Okay, the suit alleges that after Dimebag's murder, the executors of the estate became his brother Vinnie Paul and his father Jerry. The suit claims that Dean's late CEO, Dean's CEO at the time, Elliot Rubinson, manipulated the surviving Abbotts to water down the amount that would be owed to Dime's estate. The suit goes on to claim that the current CEO, Evan, which is Elliot's son, is incredibly disrespectful and oftentimes belligerent to Dimebag's legacy, and has failed to make payments to the estate for contracted use of Dime's likeness, which they do use.
Yeah.
The suit claims that Dean attempted to register the trademark for Razorback guitars and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Both of which are sole property of Dimebag. So, according to the original agreement with Dean, Dean also failed to provide the estate with models of endorsed guitars. We have always treated Dime. So this is Evan Rubinson saying we've always treated Dime and his brother Vinny and Vinny's dead too, by the way. With the utmost respect, we have enjoyed a long-standing 17-year relationship, which continued relationship with Denny's estate and D-Drum side. We are shocked and saddened to see the actions Mrs. Haney taken after both the Abbott brothers have tragically passed away. Blah blah blah. It seems like a lot of lip service bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
After much consideration, this is from Rita Haney. After much consideration, it is with great sadness that I announce a long-standing relationship between Dimebag and Dean Guitars is over. Unfortunately, we were forced to file a lawsuit against Dean Guitars on August 16th for the reasons set forth in the complaint that may be viewed at dimebagdarrell.com. It was necessary for us to end Dime's endorsement of Dean Guitars to continue to honor and celebrate his legacy the way he deserves. It sounds like a lot of legal jargon bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. I don't know. I don't want to read anything into it, but it seems like bitch ran out of money and she needs more money. But that's just me.
Yeah, I mean, who the hell knows? We're not on the inside,
right?
And
Dean Guitars could be completely at fault. Who knows?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. But that's it. But it's out there,
Yeah.
And it kind of sucks because I mean, like that guitar was just so synonymous with like, Dimebag's, not just his image, but just like his playing. You know what I mean? Watch a video, see him live. He's always playing that. Whatever it is,
of course.
Explorer kind of.
And of course,
thing, that thing that
they are still marketing Dean Guitars as Dimebag Guitars.
Oh, they got so many fucking
So there's still a relationship there.
And I was just looking up; they still had that logo, that sort of like monochrome logo.
Right.
I mean, you mentioned in the story, you're like using his likeness. It's literally his face.
Well, yeah, it's him.
Yeah.
There's an image of him right there. I mean, there's all the guitars that they produce.
I mean, I think they actually put like a image like his logo like on the truss rod cover or something on these guitars.
Well, yeah, and the 12th fret has the razor.
Oh, that's what that. Okay.
Yeah.
And I just saw that razor image.
And that's Dime's image.
There you go.
So whatever.
Yeah. There you go. What you gonna do? So I got nothing to contribute to this. I guess whatever. The dude from Slipknot has a new mask or some bullshit. Maybe not.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Whatever.
There you go.
There's the news.
That's the news. Oh God, I tell you, I'm ready for this fucking year to be over. Because there's just not been a whole lot in the way of news. Because there's just simply not a whole lot happening.
No, there's not. Well, ever since COVID.
Yeah. That shit's
And of
kind
course,
putting
and I did want to talk to
damper
you
on
about
it.
this because the new variant, Omicron.
Isn't that a great name?
Omicron Red.
We had that song. Yeah. Oh yeah. So, Rat in
I
the
almost
Bucket.
wanted to contact Sean and be like, dude.
Say, brah, you made this happen, didn't you?
Omicron Red's coming out of Britain, bro.
Omicron.
Which is exactly what Sean sounds like, by the way.
It's not really that far off, man. Yeah, so the Omicron variant, which evidently is, I guess it's not as intense. Like the symptoms aren't as intense, but it's like super spreadable. It's like 70.
Well, yeah.
Well,
Yeah. Okay. So I mean, fuck, dude. I don't want to get off on this shit again, but I mean, God damn it. You know, Dr. Fauci, I think, is the modern day angel of death. And look, I don't, and I've said this before. Use your fucking brain here, people. Listen, I remember from 6th grade fucking science class how viruses fucking work. Okay, this is how they work. And I haven't seen anything that this is any different from any other fucking virus. Okay, viruses mutate. Viruses are alive.
Yeah.
Okay, and the sole purpose of a virus is to survive.
Sure.
Okay, so it mutates, and when there's so many mutations, there's variants. Okay, right. And with each mutation and each variant, what happens is typically when a virus first comes out, okay, it's super strong because the host, we are the host, or whoever the host is, it gets transferred to us. We're the host now. The host it's a brand new thing, so we're completely vulnerable to it, and it kills us pretty quick.
Yeah.
Okay. So the virus mutates, and its job is to stay alive. So what it does is it becomes, if the virus is extremely aggressive and kills people, like if you get infected and a day later you're dead, the virus isn't going to survive very long. It's not going to survive long enough to transmit, to survive.
There's no propagation.
There's no propagation. Yeah. So what happens is in each variant, in each mutation, it gets weaker, but more infectious. We saw it with the Delta variant, right? That's the one I got. Everybody got the fucking Delta variant. If you got COVID, more than likely you got the Delta variant. It was highly transmissible.
Bobby and Betty White's mother had the Delta variant.
It was highly transmissible. Was it that bad? Nah, a lot of people was like, yeah, I got it. And it was like, whatever. Well, and that's going to be the same thing with Omicron. It's not going to be that bad, but of course, if you have stage 4 lung cancer, you get it, it's probably going to kill you. But that's just how viruses work. As they mutate, they get weaker because they don't want to kill the host. They want the host to survive to propagate the virus.
Yeah.
That's just virus 101. I don't know why everything's so fucked up. Well, I do know why, but we're not getting into that. I'm going to make a drink. Cue the music.
All right. Damn, I don't have the fucking... That's another one I need to do. I need to do, he's pouring a drink. We're about to get a little bit toastier than we already are now.
Yeah.
Stinger. I need to make that so we can have that ready. Oh, man. You know what's the thing about streaming? When we recorded this ahead of time, right, and I mixed that shit together, I would have, of course, a little blip of Margaritaville by Jimmy Buffett. Which, by the way, I don't think I ever got like a DMRC or a ding from YouTube. So, like, what the fuck? You know, disrespecting Jimmy Buffett? What? So...
Blew out a flip flop.
Yeah, so I gotta do that.
Stepped on a pop top.
When it's time to make our little pop fizz clinky clinky, we can have some.
But there's blues in the there's blues. There's blues in the bender.
What?
And sooner we'll render a frozen concoction that helps me hang on.
All right, yeah. Cheers.
And it was probably my own fucking damn fault.
All
right.
Yeah.
Moving along with the stingers, what we got?
Let's do it. We got the middle news. Like, hey, spinning?
Which is spinning?
All right, let's do it. By the way, and I thought that was a cool little feature.
Bonus.
Yeah, bonus.
So, currently...
You talk, Troy. I'm going to go up and get myself a...
Yeah. Okay, so, currently, I have been, and this is like really currently, like I said in the last few days, I have been spinning Oathbreaker. Particularly the Eros and Teros album. Oathbreaker is kind of hard to describe. It's another metal band with a female vocalist that I really enjoy. Man, when a female vocalist is really good and not like so like operatic, which some of them tried to do, especially in a lot of doom bands, which is really kind of annoying. But this chick, I guess I should bring her up and
While you look
kind
her
of
up, I'm going to go ahead and introduce a little sound effect. See how that renders during live streaming, huh?
I mean, if I was to compare them to someone,
Oathbreaker.
I can't really describe the genre. I mean, they're pretty heavy, but they're kind of posty at the same time. I would kind of say like a slightly less punky Converge.
Okay. Converge having that sort of like hardcore thing going on.
Yeah, they're from Belgium.
This is a little bit more metallic. All right.
Blah, 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 blah.
Well, according to the web search, an Oathbreaker is a paladin who breaks their sacred oath to pursue some dark ambition or serve an evil power.
Post-hardcore, post-metal, hardcore punk, kind of.
Well, that's kind of metal there.
Yeah. But regardless, they're really good.
You've played some of that for me, huh?
Yeah,
Oathbreaker?
I have.
Yeah, Belgian band from Flanders. Hey, Flanders.
Yeah, and you're gonna love these names, by the way.
Flanders.
You're gonna fucking love these names. Lennart Basu, Giles de Mulder, the guitar players.
It's probably Gil
de Mulder.
All right.
Caro Tang. That's the female vocalist.
This is the best.
And Wim Coppers.
Wim Coppers.
This is a joke. Yeah, it's great.
Dude, that sound. Speaking of Dungeons and Dragons, I was just bringing. That's a. I guess
were we talking about
Oathbreaker is a
Dungeons and
D&D
Dragons?
thing. No. That's what I was reading earlier. But like Wim Coppers sounds like one of those names that you just randomly. Okay, roll your D20. Look at the chart. Okay, Wim Coppers. My name's Wim Coppers.
Great.
Yeah.
I see how this is gonna go.
Yeah. Oathbreaker, Belgian band from Flanders. Formed in 2008 and signed to.
They're really. Oh shit, dude! I gotta watch this, dude. I keep kicking the freaking camera.
You're kicking the camera.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I'm kicking.
Are
the
we
camera.
quaking in the flames of hell right now?
I'm kicking the camera. Let me see if I can get it. Ah! A little bit.
Look at that. Yeah, this is some high tech
Okay.
shit. We're yeah.
All right. So yeah, I mean I really she does a really great job as a vocalist because she'll go from she's got a really great scream on her.
Okay.
And then she'll also will get melodic from time to time, and it's really good. If you haven't checked out Oathbreaker, I would recommend the Eros and Teros album. All right.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
see, she'll get, and on this particular song, you'll see what I mean when I say converge, because as it goes on, when they get out of this part, that's that right there, that little change. This is converge to me. When they change right here. I went back too far. Really good. A little bit of a punky feel. Like I could hear the guy from Converge doing that same line,
Dude.
that same vocal pattern. So it's been enjoyable, and I've had them in my library for a while and haven't really given them their just due because I haven't had the time.
All right.
But I finally kind of really dug into this album, and I really, really like it.
Fucking right. No, that sounds good.
Yeah.
I'm looking at their wiki page, and Oathbreaker's eclectic style has been associated with various genres within the realms of, and this is the widest range of.
Is that Wikipedia?
Yeah, punk rock, heavy metal, avant-garde music, including black metal, post-hardcore,
Yeah.
hardcore punk, post-metal, post-black metal. Jesus fucking.
Yeah, they're kind of all over the place.
Y'all.
That-
Stop
Yeah.
focusing. You're
Well,
too much.
but-
Screamo, metalcore, crust punk, D-beat. I don't know what the fuck that is. Sludge metal, shoegazing. I know what that is, but I mean, fuck.
What the? Well, wait a minute. Stop.
Shoegazing.
What the fuck is that?
Okay, so imagine, you know that song, that Mazzy Star song, "Fade Into You."
Absolutely.
Okay, imagine them playing at the Bronze on fucking Buffy the Vampire Slayer, all right? And a whole bunch of college kids standing around with their hands behind their backs, just kind of swaying and looking down, just kind of looking at the audience. Okay, they're just kind of looking down. They're looking at their shoes, shoegazing.
What?
I think they
the
came up with that
fuck?
shit in the UK. So the kind of bands that play the kind of music that attract people who just kind of stand around and like stare down and just kind of like anything from like emo to like dream pop kind of stuff. So we're talking like maybe Mazzy Star, maybe.
Well, I can.
Maybe Cranes, maybe
truth
like
be told, I
Cockroach
can kind of
Wings.
identify with that because, all the shows and all the stuff and all the shows we played and shows we went to at we have kind of a similar thing. It's not shoegazing, of course, but it's we called was brow down, lip up, and so we would sit at the shows with our arms folded.
Yes.
That's brow down, lip up.
Basically, you're not dancing.
You always see them at the show. They just sit in the corner like,
Yeah.
they got that sour look on every. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's badass, bro.
The bushier the beard, the better. So,
That's killer shit, bro.
so the convergence of like I don't want to dance to I'm getting into this.
So
Either
shoegaze-
I have low self-esteem or I don't. I guess
that's a new one on me.
shoegazing, whatever. But the fact that they're pulling that in to compare this band.
The educational content on this show is amazing.
Oh, bro, you will learn. You will learn so much stuff.
I know there's fuckers out there that did not know what shoegazing was.
Well, now you have learned. You are now a learned individual and a learned.
That's going to be a new insult for me, you fucking shoegazer.
You know what? Next time Chuck, next time I see you, bro.
Oh, Chuck, you getting it. You shoegazing fucking asshole. We got to get Chuck out of here, dude.
We got to get him out. He's just out there doing his thing. Nah, but
But
you know,
we got to ease into that. We can't just bring him in. Like we got to hang out a little bit first because if
get him
Chuck
like-
was
get him
just to
drunk
show up
a
here, I
little
would
bit,
just dry hump his leg the entire time. I love that guy.
and we can't have that. That's not the kind of entertainment that we endorse here at the middlelens.com or whatever it is. I can't even remember what our fucking URL is. God damn it, we bought the domain.
So, what have you been spinning?
So what I've been spinning, interestingly enough, I've been listening to Bolt Thrower, bro.
Oh, nice. Oh, wonderful.
Fucking Bolt Thrower, dude. I don't even know what it's wild hair up the ass kind of thing. I
Dude,
don't
to
know,
me,
man,
like, see, Bolt Thrower is just all about sound.
dude.
because like the riffs are really easy.
They're very
The songs are pretty
simple.
rudimentary,
Yeah,
but they had
they're
this
better
really
too.
great like when it came to the scoop mid sound, they had the best scoop mid sound.
Dude.
And the vocals are just one thing.
Oh, yeah,
and
yeah,
it's
pretty
just
much.
it's just all man.
There was
You
something
know?
about that early era, and we're talking like early '90s, maybe late '80s era of like UK, pretty much British, death metal, and
Yeah.
we're talking about like early bolt thrower, Carcass, I guess.
Yeah.
Benediction, these bands.
Napalm.
Napalm Death, they were all just
Yeah.
kind of part. They all grew up. Well, I mean, UK is kind of a small, island
Right.
compared to us arrogant, Americans and all. Regardless, though, they had this kind of vibe to them, and certainly Benediction and Napalm. Well, Barney Greenway, they pulled him in from Benediction. He was he was the earlier vocalist for Benediction, and then the guy that got to replace him, interestingly enough, sounded an awful lot like Barney Greenway. They had this kind of monotonous thing too.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
that's the interesting thing about
It's
both
very
of them.
monotone.
It was very monotonous, bro. I mean, it was like
But-
and that's basically a riff throughout
Yeah.
the whole song. And they may kind of deviate that a little bit. But it's very simple.
Like I said,
Pretty melodic.
it was but it was all
You
about
know.
the sound. It just
Dude, but
sounded so awesome.
Crushing
Yeah.
sound, dude. Crushing. It just and you're right. The scoop sound,
Yeah.
it was there.
I think both Thor had the best scoop sound. I really do.
I think.
And like I said,
they both
my
really
first
well.
the first time I heard I listened to both Thor was fucking Sean. We talked about this before.
Was it
Sean. It was like
probably War Master or
it was War Master.
Yeah, okay.
It was like,
Yeah.
dude, bro, do me a favor. This is cassettes now.
Yeah.
Put this in your car. Give it back to me and tell me thank you. And I'm like, what
And
the
I
fuck?
did, I mean,
What the fuck is it? I'm like,
it was.
oh wow. I'm like, okay, fucking right. They did best fucking album covers.
We and I hadn't even. I mean, I didn't know what 40K was at the time. The whole. They were gamers at that.
The Warhammer thing?
Warhammer.
Yeah, I had no idea what the fuck that was.
I had no idea, but that was so cool, man.
Yeah.
Big fucking dude with like all kinds of armor and there's like a sword the size of his penis. I mean, sword, giant sword, penis, phallus. It was very, war. Very, very, very hyper masculine phallic shit going on.
Yeah.
Regardless, the band. I've just been listening to it, man. What can I tell you? I mean, I listened to some Thor lately.
That's absolutely not a bad thing.
And Sadus.
Ah, yes.
I've been listening to Sadus.
I go way back with Sadus.
Yeah. There's an album that came out after Elements of Anger. That I can't even think of what it's called right now. Well, I have a computer and an entire.
It wasn't Vision of Misery.
No. I'm sorry.
was
Hold on.
I thought Elements of Anger was for. Pull up the discography. I don't fucking
Yeah,
remember.
that's what I'm doing right now. Because I think I'm getting confused. Vision of Misery is the one that I'm most familiar with.
Yes. And Elements of Anger
I think came out before that.
is the one I'm more familiar with.
Elements of Anger is after.
Okay.
Vision of Misery. Swallowed in Black was before that.
Swallowed in
so
Black,
Swallowed
yeah.
in Black, Vision of Misery, Elements of Anger, and then Out for Blood in 2006.
Elements of Anger is a fucking fantastic album.
That's the one that you're more
Yes.
familiar with. That's
Yes.
the one that I'm thinking. Okay.
But honestly, to me, Elements of Anger and Vision of Misery are kind of what and what. They're almost the production is very similar,
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is.
and the songwriting is very similar.
Yeah, it is.
They're almost interchangeable albums.
The guitars a little
They really are.
crunchy, I think, in Elements of Anger.
Yeah.
Vision of Misery is actually an interesting album because when I first listened to it and I listened to the production of it, It really actually made me think of Megadeth.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just like it's
Raw.
It's raw, but like the guitars are so
Dry.
dry, I guess. Yeah, but yeah, actually, yeah, it is a pretty relatively dry, at least for like heavy metal at the time, and like '90s heavy metal, you especially like death metal, you think of like just like this wet, like okay, amp over there, all right, and we're gonna put our microphone way the fuck over there, very very muddy kind of thing, but this was like spot on, just like very tight, very tight. Really distorted, but also very clean. I think. I don't know if that means any sense, dude. You can hear every note.
Yes.
It was very distinct. It was distorted, but like not like to the point where like the harmonics were just drowning out every note. No, everything was very distinct. Everything was.
The guitars are very enunciated.
There's a word. I guess enunciated is probably
or legible.
Legible. Anyway, I mean, yeah, it have to be because I mean, they were very,
and what got me was
like, really
was the
kind of
was Steve DiGiorgio on the fretless.
Oh Jesus!
But his use of the flanger was incredible. Never heard anything like that before. It was like an airplane flanger.
Was it a flanger or was it a chorus pedal? Because I was hearing chorus in Vision of Misery, but I mean elements of Enigma.
Oh, I don't know, but
might have been a little bit different.
For Element, it was definitely a flanger.
There's a flanger on that.
Absolutely.
I know they used a flanger. Might have been a phase shifter in that song, Machines. Again, that was on Vision of Misery, but it was a tasteful use of effects to enunciate. It wasn't like the entire bass track for every song was saturated in like some kind of modulation or whatever. But it was a special effect. It was put in there.
It sounded fantastic
to create an effect for that song. So yeah, I mean, what can I tell you? This week I've been listening to Bolt Thrower and Sadist. Today I was listening to Air, but that's neither here nor there. But whatevs, that's what I've been spinning. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it, buddy. What else you got, bruh? You got some dumbassery or album of the week?
I do.
We can do one or the other.
Whatever you want to do. I got them both.
Let's do album of the week.
Okay.
Because I got to point out, our album of the week is Symbolic by Death.
Yeah, since we've already done individual thought patterns.
Yeah.
We're gonna go ahead and do Symbolic.
Oh my God.
Now, Symbolic came out in 1995.
95.
And of course, it was done at Mora Sound Studios in Tampa. Legendary studio.
Definitely.
The lineup, as we kind of mentioned before, is Bobby Coble. Not
Goebbels.
Not
Okay,
Goebbels.
I fucked up. It's not Goebbels.
Kelly Conlon on bass, Gene Hogan on drums.
Yes.
Which I think was the last album.
Yeah, it was. Gene only did 2 albums.
Yeah.
And it was Individual Thought Patterns and Symbolic. Which, fucking right, dude. They had
Gene is a fucking monster,
dude. They had Sean Reinert with them for 1 or 2 albums. I want to say he was with them with Human. But fuck Gene Hoglan. He in my opinion, Gene Hoglan kind of saw them out.
Oh, sure.
Even though now you got me wondering who was the drummer on their last album, Sound Perseverance.
It was probably Reinert.
Richard Christie.
Oh, okay.
Richard Christie. Yeah, I don't even know, But yeah, dude.
So anyway, you
Symbolic.
got Misanthrope on that album.
Let's see. Misanthrope is track number.
It's kind of
8.
it's kind of low.
Second
yeah.
to last. Second to last track on that one. Yeah. Let's see. I'm sorry. I gotta satisfy the fucking. Okay. Sean Reinert played on Human, as I thought. And Spiritual Healing was Bill Andrews. All right. So Sean, we had Sean for Human, which totally makes sense.
Crystal Mountain is another high point.
Dude, that is a great fucking track, bro.
Yeah.
Dude, that fucking clean tone.
And cool
chorus,
and
it's
cool enough.
semi-distorted. It's not perfectly clean,
If you're really interested, and I would especially, mainly for Gene, you can get there's like a deluxe version of that album that has bass and drum tracks of every song.
Really?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Yes. Look it up on Apple Music. Yeah, the whole you can get it's a deluxe version, and I think they do it for Human as well. They do it for Human, and I think they did it for Symbolic. And you can get the deluxe version, and it has it has the entire album, and then it has the entire album again, just bass and drums.
That's pretty fucking cool. I had no idea.
Yes.
So that's for all the fucking, shredders and wankers out there on YouTube to just kind of like jam on and just like do on the. No, but that's cool though. That's really cool. I mean, I would love to just kind of jam out and just, play some fucking Zero Tolerance, Empty Words, dude. And
here it is. Let's see. This is the one for Human deluxe version. Boop, boop. Yep, there you go. So let's see.
for real, this is the first I'm hearing of this, folks. And I'm just
okay. Well, I guess this one's different. This one's got some.
Realizing our fire went away. Oh no! Let's bring that back. All right.
This one's got some basic instrumentals. Let me see. Symbolic. Where is it? This is the remastered. Ba-ba-bum. Oh, well, he got, okay. These are just the demo versions.
I know they had demo versions of that.
Yeah, okay. Well,
it's like 4-track recorded shit.
Okay, well, fuck me. Maybe it's just Human that did it.
Still.
It might be just Human.
If they had like comprehension, dude, I would jam out to that shit.
That's Flattening of Emotions.
Yes, it is.
And it's just the drum and bass tracks.
Interesting to hear it mixed that way.
Yeah.
Because first of all, the fucking drums sound badass. That's cool, man. Wow. Yeah. Wow. Damn, dude. Look. Damn, that's interesting, bro.
Yeah.
No, I didn't know that. I did not know about that.
So if you're
There's some weird, wild stuff to me.
And that's Suicide Machine, and this is just a basic instrumental studio track. Like it's just about the vocals. I don't know. It's just interesting because it's got the whole album, and then it has all these different Cosmic Sea.
Yeah.
They have the basic instrumentals of that. Then they have the bass and drums of that too, I think.
Interesting.
God of Thunder, See Through Dreams.
It makes me wonder. My assumption now, and this is not something that I would have thought of like yesterday, let alone like
Go to drink a can of fire.
20 years ago. But
Can of fire.
all right. So pardon me. So Chuck passed away, right? I'm assuming now that goddamn, it's got me wanting to look this up. But the propriety, the ownership of the music, basically, what it comes down to, because I'm pretty sure it all belonged to him up until his death, and now I'm wondering, where it lies now. And so now they got this stuff coming out, and all these different, all these different permutations of these recordings. You know what I mean? Like he's gone, and I would like to think, I'm pretty sure Chuck.
Well, sure. So here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Here's 9 live albums.
Okay.
Those are all live albums.
Like a full album, or like, hey, we're gonna do
Montreal.
Okay.
1995. Ooh, I bet that was good.
Montreal. What's the track listing?
Spiritual Healing, The Philosopher's Suicide Machine, Crystal Mountain, Jealousy, Zero Tolerance. Oh my God.
Fuck.
Oh my God.
Dude, come on.
Lack of Comprehension, Thousand Eyes, Empty Words, Symbolic, and Pull the Plug. Holy shit.
Dude, of course they
Holy shit.
killed it with Pull the Plug at the very end, dude. Law, I'm sorry. Y'all, we're just kind of geeking out here, but I mean, fuck, what a set list. They fucking remember when they played at Zeppelin's? Were you there?
Yes, of course I was.
They ended. I'm trying to think, dude. It could have been the very fucking same set list, bro.
It might have been.
But they ended it with Pull the Plug.
Yeah,
because that is just such a prototypical.
So here's another one from 1990.
Uh-huh.
Mutilation, Living Monstrosity, Within the Mind, Zombie Ritual, Let to Die, Pull the Plug, Altering the Future, Denial of Life,
Uh-huh.
Defensive Personalities, and Infernal Death.
I'm trying to remember what that was. Oof. Dude, they had so much good shit. So many fucking songs.
So there's plenty
Wow.
of death.
Plenty of death out there, man.
Plenty of death out there.
Let me tell you. But shit, dude. Look, no, and we're just here for Symbolic.
Right.
For today. I mean, there was a couple tracks: Zero Tolerance, Empty Words. Empty Words has one of the most whatever the phenomenon is for, like, when you have a song or a riff or something stuck in your head.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, whatever that word is, this song is whatever that word is the mostiest in my head.
Yeah.
And it's the fucking main riff. It's the I
guess
dude,
Crystal Mountain is that for me on that album.
Crystal.
Yeah.
Oh my god. And then the last track, Perennial Quest. It's a great song. It's a long song. Yeah, it clocks in at 8:22.
Yeah.
According to this. But I don't know if you remember listening to that song.
don't-
It ends. It's the song is its own, like, kind of schema, but then it ends with this. da, 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 little diatonic solo, dun, da, 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 and a fade out with this solo.
Yeah, I'm
and
trying
then
to remember.
This acoustic
Yeah,
guitar,
yeah.
like a reprise. It's not even a reprise because it's not based on any of the music, but it's like this nice little acoustic thing goes on, and a beautiful solo, which I absolutely believe, and in fact, I'm gonna fucking look it up right now. I think that fucking Chuck was it's fucking hold on. It's the fucking solo from Who Wants to Live Forever by Queen. There's a solo in
Forever.
I'll find it. There it is, right there. Okay. It's the end of the song. Okay, listen to this solo. It's beautiful. There's no delay going on. And then he kind of riffs and all right, and kind of improvises. Now here's Queen. See if I can find it. Here we go. Here's Brian May. What?
Mm-hmm.
Well, okay. It's not
Yeah, but
the same.
But
tune,
that wouldn't surprise me.
God damn
That
it,
really
dude.
wouldn't surprise me because Chuck
Not
was
at
kind of
all.
quirky like that, and if you look at a lot of the covers that they did, that would not surprise me. It really wouldn't.
Dude, I'm telling you, man. It's an inspiration, if anything.
Yeah.
If anything, Chuck was like, "Hey, man, remember that really fucking somber part of that song that Queen did? I'm gonna pull that into this solo." And it's not the same. It's obviously an inspiration, more than
Yeah.
a replication. But I listened to them both. I'm like, man, motherfucker. They're evoking the same emotion, and Chuck did a great job. I mean, it's a cool little solo in that Queen song, but like when you hear that and at the end of Perennial Quest, I listened to it. I'm like, oh fuck, man, shit, that reminds me of something. I can't even think of what it is, and it took me a little bit, but I'm like, oh my god, I went back and listened to some Queen. That's what it was. So yo, that is my fucking. Fucking album of the week, bruh.
And a good one that.
Oh yeah. It's a great.
What's
fucking
next?
album. What's next? I don't know. Hey, let's. We're so serious. You got any dumbasses for us?
I do,
Okay.
and it's a pretty obvious one.
All right. So let's segue. Whatever level of dumbass in store for us. Let's bring that
Yeah, and
We'll
it's
fix this shit
it's
next
not
time.
that surprising. Of course, it's James Hetfield. It's Metallica.
I didn't know, but all right, cool.
It
Man.
was either him or Corey Taylor. I mean, what the fuck?
Fuck, man. All right, let's
So-
see what you got.
I mean, it's like, what else could be in the fucking news, right? That it's just more shit for Metallica to get in the news or whatever. You know. And actually, I didn't save this. I just took a picture of it.
Okay.
I think
All right.
somewhere. Yeah. It's off of Rock Feed.
What you got? Rock feed.
Yeah, you can pull it up if you want.
Okay. I will.
So it was off of YouTube. Is Metallica finally admits why Jason Newsted left the band?
Okay.
And
finally.
then-
Now the real truth
Right.
comes out.
And so, yeah, 20 years later. And so, like,
mean-
you know, you can go on YouTube and just type that in, and you'll get like 10 or 15 different videos. So the most interesting one is the one with actually Jason himself, which is actually a very long interview.
I see some 4-minute thing with James. Hold on.
That's
What
it.
was that? All right.
That is it.
Okay.
So, and the thing that made me just go completely dumbass on it is because basically, and this video doesn't actually have, it's just some guy narrating it,
Okay.
but basically it surmises it, and basically what it is so 20 years later, James Hetfield's take on it is, well, he was what he was at that time, and we were who we were at that time, and at this time we are who we are now, and so back then it happened the way it did, and this is how we feel about it now. I'm like, what the fuck did you just say?
I'm glad we did that mic level check earlier.
I mean, Jesus fucking Christ. So, could it have happened any other way than what it did? Because he was who he was at that time, and they were who they were at that time, and now we are who we are now.
Yes, I suppose technically, yes, maybe, sure, okay, all right, yeah, maybe, yeah, no, maybe.
When will then be now?
Soon.
You just missed it. When? Just now. So yeah, that's your fucking dumbass of the week, James. And it's just fucking stupid. But I mean, it kind of got into some of the stuff, and if you look at some of the other ones, it's kind of interesting because I mean, and it does kind of somewhat make sense because everybody and like basically everything of what you kind of thought about it was true. Yes, he was the fucking whipping boy, but the interesting part is when you look at there's a much long, it's like fucking almost an hour or something long video interview with Jason Newsted, and that is actually a lot more interesting because Jason is actually a pretty level-headed, very intelligent guy.
Okay.
And his whole take on it was pretty awesome, actually, because what his take was, he knew what he was getting into. And
When we started with
he knew it.
Metallica.
He
Okay.
knew it.
Okay.
When he went into the audition, it was his audition. Nobody was going to beat him. That's the way he went into it.
Okay.
And he was a fan. He was a fanboy. And he got to play for fucking Metallica. So, you know, in his eyes, he had to earn something. And, you know, the thing about Jason was his bass playing was what it was. And he was just doubling everything James would do, which would annoy James. Got it. But he proved his mettle in the live shows. When he did the live shows, that's when everybody in Metallica, including Lars, knew that this dude was for real. And a lot of Metallica fans, that's their favorite bass player. A lot of them didn't know Cliff, or were into Metallica, or even were into metal when Cliff was in the band.
Yeah.
I mean, that was 85, 86. But he proved his worth in the band touring, and they toured extensively, especially after the Black Album. And so, and Jason's perspective was he knew what he was getting into because he wasn't going into, I mean, this was a band that was taking off. They were skyrocketing into the stratosphere.
Yeah.
Now, he believes he helped when he came in with the Black Album, which shot him even higher. But they were already on their way.
There was trajectory taking place.
There was trajectory,
yeah,
and he
established.
understood that he was grabbing onto the coattails of that trajectory
Okay.
going up.
Uh-huh.
So he understood all that. And, the whole thing about Cliff was, they were 24, 23, or whatever when that happened. They were young. 25 maybe.
In '88, they're about 26.
Yeah, they were young.
Yeah.
So, yeah, of course. They didn't know how to cope with that. So they took it out. They took it out on
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
and everybody knew that. And he even knew it.
Yeah.
So, and he dealt with a lot of shit and whatever, but he even said it. He's like, once we started touring after the Black Album, all that shit went away because they knew what the fuck Jason was about. He was a much better live bassist than even Cliff was. And he was a much better backing vocalist. And a lot of the live shows, he took the vocal lead on a lot of songs. He was a very good fucking vocalist.
That's true.
And so which
is something that not a whole lot of people ever really bring up.
They don't. And he was really good at that. And so he had his worth and everything, and he proved himself. And it basically, like, the whole breakup thing and it was basically James, was that he had another project that he wanted to do because they weren't doing, they come off a long fucking, year and a half and all that shit.
Jason had another project that he wanted.
Yes.
This is something. Okay.
And James and Lars both had families and kids.
Yeah.
And substance abuse and everything else. And so, he had something else he wanted to work on. There's some kind of record label bullshit too with that. It was Echo Brain is what it was called. And the record company liked it and was going to back him. And then when James got wind of it, he was like, fuck no. It's either Metallica or nothing.
Okay.
And so Jason's like, well, bye. Because at that time, Metallica kind of slowed down a little bit after that year and a half shit, after Garage Days and after Black. And so they weren't doing a whole lot, and Jason didn't have a family purposely because he dedicated his life to music, so he had to do music. We're not doing music right now. What the fuck is my life about? I have to do something.
Right.
So, and that's what happened.
Interesting.
And plus another rumor mill is that he's seen Saint Anger writing on the wall and got the fuck out of there.
What he expected.
I don't know. That's just a joke.
Okay.
But another interesting take was the Justice album, because they were like, what the fuck happened with that? And he's like, dude, I literally don't know. That was my first. I mean, I came into the band and it was like, okay, we're gonna do Garage Days, and it was like, okay, fucking awesome. The bass was loud as fuck.
Can you imagine if that?
Right, and so
imagine if that song, was recorded or produced with the mixing of Justice.
Right. So
it would have. oh, it's a hidden track, cool. Or
Right,
something,
right.
You know
Right.
what's going
So, and he was like, "You're fucking right, dude."
Right,
And
right.
so, and they were touring so much after that.
Yeah.
And he said literally they would go to shows, and in between shows, because they would play like 4 days a week, and in between those 4 days a week, Lars and James would go back to mix Justice. And they would just go on to the next show.
All right.
And they were flying back. And so his only experience just coming into it was Garage Days. He was like, fucking, the bass sounds fucking great, let's go. And like, he did what he was doing, Flotsam and Jetsam and everything. He'd go in there, 2-3 days to do the demos. I was like, okay, I was in there for like 6 hours. All my bass tracks are done. Bye.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And this, it sounds like how I left it. And so when they did Garage Days, it was like, 5 or 6 days. Okay, fuck, I'm out. And this is what it sounds like, fucking right. So he was expecting the same thing.
Whoa.
He was expecting Garage Days, his bass tones for Garage Days to be Justice.
Oh dear. Well, that didn't happen.
No, in retrospect, and he said, and this was an interesting take too, because what it was okay. So if I'm the bass player in the band and I'm the one that's doing the mixing or going into the mixing, well, guess what's going to be the loudest thing? The bass. Yeah. Okay, so James and fucking Lars were going over and doing the mixing for sitting in on the mixing for Injustice. So what were the two loudest things?
Yeah.
The guitars and the drums.
Yeah.
Hello.
Dude, it's such a group effort, I guess. I mean, a concerted effort, I should say.
Look, we've all been there. We've all been in mixing rooms, even with Rat in a Bucket. I said my piece on that, and they fell on deaf ears, and I just said, okay, well, fuck it,
I have my tattoos. I mean, my regrets as well.
I wanted a wall of your guitar sound, and after it was done, I didn't get it.
There's definitely times when
And that's coming from a bass player. Well, I didn't want more bass. I just knew what the music needed.
There's definitely times when I didn't double track or triple track when I should have. But there were some severe problems. I will say this to my credit. I'll defend myself by saying this. Back then, I didn't know how to produce a guitar tone.
Mm-hmm.
God, dude, if I knew, if I didn't, I don't know. I was listening to fucking
scooping the mids was a
listening
bad idea.
I was listening too much bolt throw at the time. But
yeah,
the other thing was the actual the recording of it. And I will, excuse me, I will say this, that okay, I'm taking a step even further back beyond Rat in a Bucket. I was listening to some recently to some old not even old, man, just some YouTube videos, demos, recordings of two infamous pieces of equipment that I owned. All right, one was the Sovtek MiG-100. And the other one was the Digitech RP1.
I knew you were going to put the RP1 in there.
That's basically where my sound was coming from.
Yeah. The Sovtek is still that Sovtek 100, that MiG-100 is still a very popular head.
Very popular head. You know what that thing is selling for nowadays?
No.
On fucking like eBay and shit? The MiG-100? Talking about $1,200, dude.
Jesus. What was it, like $200?
Thing for like $400.
$400
at Uptown Music on Magazine Street, like 30 years ago, whatever the fuck it was.
And for a time, you could find them cheaper than that,
bro. And the annoying thing,
and I know the reasons for those heads. It was just power. You were just looking for 2 power.
Oh, dude.
There was no tone or color you were looking at that head. You were just looking for 100 watts of tube power.
Well, I mean,
Your sound came from the RP1.
yeah, back in the day, yeah. But I mean, so we could very easily open a can of worms. By the way, I'm gonna go ahead and put this on record that I definitely want to get into some gear conversations.
Yeah, we can do that.
Coming up in 2022.
Yeah, I want to do a wah-wah.
Okay. Inspired by this conversation that we have right now, inspired by some of these videos that I just saw pretty recently, like this week. But we can do some wah reviews and discussion, dude. We can do some amplifier reviews.
Because I got about 6 of them. I brought some back there. But I got about 6 wah pedals that I have used.
I'm seeing about 3 of them right now over here on the other side of the flames of hell.
There's 2 more over there in the back.
Yeah.
And I've modified them. I've cut them up. I've fucked with them. Yeah. So I'm currently working on Anastasia, pulling teeth. We're gonna cover that, and so I brought out the old 1970s Morley. You will, if you've ever, there's a bunch of different versions. This is just a straight wah version.
Big honking clunky.
Yeah, you remember the 70 Morleys, and they're not much different than the Morleys today, but it's a little bit different. But it's optical wah. Morley's always used optical wah. Dunlop's use the potentiometer. It's just a fucking tone pot that tied to connected to the pedal. Like wow. Okay. Yeah. Well, and the Morleys use a LED with a black piece of plastic that has slits cut in it with a light sensor. And this is the 1970s model, and it's the same technology. And it's the same technology they use today. It hasn't changed at all. And through that little angled slit, it gets small. It's like a triangle. Gotcha. And as it rotates that little piece of plastic against the light sensor and the LED on the other side, and how much light that light sensor gets opens up and closes the wah. That's how it works. It's an optical wah. So that one is from 1970. 70s, and I got very used to it because that was actually one of the first wahs I had, and it was a fantastic wah. And then I got different Morleys, and then I got a Crybaby. With Hammer, I used the Dunlop bass, the white bass wah.
I can see that thing.
I've used the Electro-Harmonix. That one step, that cradle thing.
That thing.
We'll get into that.
Best that we don't right now.
It's a fucking paperweight.
Yeah, no, I agree.
But that was interesting because most Crybabies and all of them, you push it down and it opens up wah, and then you close it and it goes whoa. Well, that's the opposite. You push it down and it goes whoa, and you open it up and it goes wah. Which to me makes a little more sense, and it just makes more sense to me the pedal opens up like a mouth and it goes, wow. I don't know. It's a strange piece of equipment.
Control it, because if you're planting the the toes of your foot down, and you're standing, so you're standing there and you're putting the pressure. So I guess what I'm saying is if your heel was the anchor, right, and the pressure was on like this way. This is so.
It
this
just
makes so much sense. No one can.
It's weird. You gotta fuck with it. If you fuck with that
action versus
I
your
think
whole leg action.
I think if you actually played it, I think if you actually played it and realized that it was opposite, and I think you would find the same thing that I found it kind of makes a little more sense for it to be that way. It's not as strange as you think it would be. It's really not.
If the assumption is that your baseline tone is the open position versus the closed position, that might make a difference too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if no one was down,
Right.
basically you're in the
Well-
you're in the
Well,
how do you say this?
I don't
you're
know.
in the toned down version, and then you're
Well,
then you
we'll
express through
yeah.
the fanned.
I guess we'll get into it when we get into WAS,
Okay,
but
okay, fair enough.
I like to use WAS as a filter. Like a sweepable filter is more just a
Sure.
waka thing.
I like to stick them up my ass and
Yeah.
masturbate. Into
I don't like the waka
That's
waka
why
waka. I don't use WAS that way. So anyway,
It's up to personal preference, and there's nothing wrong.
I want to get in. I want to touch on one more
with your
subject.
wah pedal.
I
This is
wanna-
going to come up in the
yeah.
future.
I want to touch on one more subject before we wrap this up.
Yeah.
So I want to get into science shit that no one else cares about, and the Sting will be coming soon.
The Stinger will be coming soon.
So the biggest thing
It'll
about
be coming even faster if I had a wah pedal to stick up my ass, making that you know,
Waka waka?
prostate
Waka waka.
contact. All right, go on.
Let's scroll down because a lot of this shit is useless. It's a 4660 Nereus, and that's a potentially hazardous asteroid. But this isn't like the rogue asteroid, like the one that came and passed. We put that graphic up. And a good job on that graphic too. It was really good.
Yeah.
I've watched that episode. That I'm almost out of the camera frame. Might have been kicking it again.
All right.
That passed between us and the moon, which is like
The moon.
fucking ridiculously close.
Uh-huh.
This one's gonna pass. Let's see, a fortnight before Christmas. Okay, whatever the fuck that means.
A fortnight I think is like
A
2
fortnight.
weeks
Yeah.
ish.
So it's basically as big as the Eiffel. It's a pretty big fucking asteroid. It could be potentially deadly, but this one we know about. Okay, this isn't the one that passed between us and the moon that we didn't see and went, ooh, that was close. Fuck me.
4660 Nereus is a small, only about 0.33 kilometers or 0.21 miles, which is significantly larger than my penis.
Yeah. Well, but it's going to
So,
be some 2.4
I will
million
call that
miles away. But this one orbits. This one has an orbit, and this isn't some rogue motherfucker from interstellar space that caught us off guard. We've been knowing about this asteroid. It circles between us, like it goes past us and around us, and then it goes around the sun and it comes back around, and it's been doing that like every 20 years or some shit. But the thing about this one. Yeah, so there's a little graphic about how big it is. It goes to the Eiffel Tower and the Sears. What is that? Whatever.
Big as my penis. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So, 150
I'm just going to
meters.
go on record as saying like these impromptu penis jokes are completely influenced by alcohol,
Yeah.
and I'll blame him.
Okay, and the cool thing about this one is that, it says on Valentine's Day, okay, in 2060, I guess when it comes around again, it'll be within, it'll be within 745,000 miles of Earth. That's fucking close.
Hey. Well,
That's almost the distance between the Earth and the Moon. That's really close. You get break out your telescopes. People.
almost the distance of.
High penis.
Yeah, no.
The cool thing about this one, and this is the thing about asteroids and
I'm sorry, I'm having a hard time concentrating when you keep talking about my dick.
I'm sorry.
Sorry.
Well, the thing about your penis is that it's long and bulbousy at the end. It's kind of dark like you,
All right.
which I'm kind of into.
All right.
Is that better?
No. Troy, you're embarrassing me now.
The interesting thing about this one is that it's worth about $5 billion in
Yes.
in nickel, iron, and cobalt.
Sure. Apparently pretty fucking valuable.
Yeah, well, so
I mean,
that's the whole thing. I mean, Elon Musk is talking about, he wants to go colonize Mars just to go live there or whatever. But I don't see that. And I've always said it's what's going to happen is going to be resources. That's what's going to force us to go to asteroids, go to Mars, and whatever. It's going to be mining resources. That's what it's going to be. Because we covered this a while back. There was an asteroid that was relatively somewhat close. That had enough gold on it to render gold absolutely worthless here. If it would have crashed on Earth and we would have harvested all the gold, it would have made gold worthless on Earth. Yeah. But mining asteroids is the thing, and that's probably what is eventually going to push colonization.
Oh man, I wish I could remember the name of this one particular astrophysicist with NASA. And I'm going to give myself 15 seconds to look up just to see if I happen to have the name.
But this one orbits. We've been knowing about this one. We can track this one pretty well. It's not like what was that one Umau Upapa Mau? That one that interstellar traveler that we thought was like some kind of beacon from.
Yeah. Not that one, right?
No, Umau or whatever the fuck they called it. But yeah, so the tick up of asteroid talk is and it really did start. It started. You heard it here first, people. We were the first one to break it.
We just broke this.
It wasn't really sensationalized that much about that asteroid came from interstellar space and it passed between us and the moon. I was like, what? And they kind of shrugged it off. It's like, yeah, we didn't really see this one. And it was like, that was really fucking close, bro. And ever since then, they've really been on this whole asteroid thing. Like, yeah, we got it. Because I think what they might even do with this Nereus one, is they're going to try and see if they can attempt to deflect it and do a type of asteroid defense for it. Because that one that passed between us and the moon, I think it didn't come out in the news, but I know it scared a lot of motherfuckers in NASA and in the astrophysics world. They were like, oh shit. Because I sure as fuck was, because it was fucking close, guys.
And so it should. I mean, and I think that's what drives a great deal of the action that takes place, within the
especially now, because they're looking hard. Because you pull up like a news feed and you look up cosmos or astronomy or whatever, and it's going to be a lot of asteroid stuff now. Yeah, a lot more than there was before.
Well, but we're looking for those things.
Yeah,
we're cataloging those things. We're tracking those things. Because we realize
because one of them caught us with our pants down.
Well, and if that happens again, and we're not so lucky, then it's
we go bye bye.
So so
it would look something like this.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, exactly. Like fires of hell and shit. Yeah. So with that, I cannot find her name or the particular station that she mandates, but that she directs. But there are a number of people smarter than me who are
Well, that's certainly news.
really into fucking looking out and making sure that we don't get smashed to bits by something out there.
Yeah, and that's the thing. People are looking all the time, and we still missed that one.
And we still missed that one.
This is fucked up.
It's getting better, but I will say that, like, based on what I've read, as per this entity's report, is that within our lifetime, the likelihood of any kind of like actual intrastellar collision taking place is pretty low.
Oh,
It's pretty fucking
it is.
low. It's pretty low.
It is.
But the cool thing is, though, that like we're looking, and that means we're trying to understand the behavior of these different bodies that are out there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We're understanding, which
the whole-
contributes to our understanding
But
of...
it's not a 0% chance, because
No, it's not.
Earth, Moon, in between, cosmically speaking, that is a fucking warning shot across the bow.
We've made it this far. We'll see how much further we'll take it. So, what can I tell you? Let's just keep on. Let's just keep one fist in the gutter and one, whatever it is,
One
your
foot in the
grandmother.
gutter and one fist in your mother.
Yes, that. And with that, I think
I could put a foot in your grandmother.
that's cool, man. All right, and with that, Happy New Year, Merry Christmas, Merry Hana shit, and well, I guess we'll see y'all on the fucking other end of the New Year.
Yeah, burn in hell, guys.
Yeah, and don't do what we did. Oh, say goodbye, Billy Ed,
Bye-bye.
and don't forget, boys and girls, we eat it every day.
Eat it.